Ailey II begins their 2-week, 14-performance season on March 13th at the Ailey Citigroup Theater. And I'm privileged to have one of the choreographers who's going to be on the all-new program, Malcolm Lowe.
Thanks for having me, Walter.
So this is one of the questions I wanted to ask. I got to see a preview of the work, and what I was most impressed with is that it seemed like you took the dancers someplace else. You took these well-trained dancers and eliminated arabesque, turns, all the traditional vocabulary.
Yeah. Well, I based it on movement. I based my vocabulary of the movement that I gave the dancers on motion, and not just a picture of the experience like arabesque, but going through the arabesque. Yeah. So it's a lot about experiencing the shape, but not necessarily living in the shape.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I wanted to say is that choreographer really is a collection of all of the experiences they've had.
Yeah.
So how has your dance experience and life experience shaped your move?
That's a great question, Walter. Thank you for that. I take a lot of the experiences that I worked with other choreographers, I take them into the studio. Whether it's Stephen Petronio or Margot Sappington, whether it's Bill T. Jones, Christo Pyatt, or Ralph Lemon, I always take what I learned from the choreographer into the studio. With Christo's work, I took more of the style of dance, the physical task of what we're doing and how it affects our body. I took that into the studio, and I took how Stephen Petronio shapes a work, how he constructs it. So I took very different things from different choreographers into the room with me. It's sort of like my arsenal, if you will, of tricks to do while I make the work. And then I use a lot of the dancers' creativity and inspiration. That's why it's so great to work with the Ailey II dancers, because they were bursting with creative ideas. If it's just how they were devouring the movement. Yeah.
Because, you know, I saw something that you did down at Joyce Soho, and this is very different from that. That was kind of a story, it was slightly autobiographical, I think.
Right.
But it was also very thematic.
Yeah.
And it's very theatrical.
Yeah.
And I found this work much more pure dance.
Yeah. There is a little small story inside of here. I was trying to do the very basic love story. Boy meets girl, falls in love. They either continue on in life, or it either dissipates. I just kind of started with that kind of basic love story. But this, because I was given the great gift of having those talented dancers, I used that craft. There were so many days when I went to make work, and it was more than I had dreamed. So then I went on their trip of what their physicality, of what their body could give me, instead of what maybe I would have settled for in my own physical limitations. So with the Ailey dancers, I was able to go far and beyond. So that's why it kind of, you saw that it has a more of a pure dance feel, because I was intoxicated with what their bodies could do. And then I let that intoxication move and flow in with my creative ideas, and I was like, kind of, sort of, to hell with the story, let's kind of get to the dance. Let's see what the body can do.